Welcome back to What's Up, Oxford. We are now joined by Tracy Heath, the author, speaker, and consultant of your new book. Okay, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So what's the name of your title? What's the title of your book, sorry?
It's Before Goodbye. It's your emotional, physical, and financial guide when a loved one is diagnosed with a serious illness.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So can I ask what inspired you to write a book like this?
Yeah, it was basically a culmination of my own personal experience and my professional in the financial industry for over 30 years, talking about this, but more from a financial side of how to prepare for wealth transition from one generation to the other, that kind of thing. But when it was happening to my own family from in my 20s, when both my parents were diagnosed with cancer and then multiple other family members with other diseases, specifically ALS, when my sister-in-law was diagnosed during the COVID pandemic. So that was really difficult. And then after she passed, my brother was diagnosed with cancer and died at only 47. So I know it sounds a little bit odd, but I had this sort of calling that I have to write the book and put down on paper all that I had learned over the years so I can help other people in the same situation.
Right.
And because I'm also not just, registered and licensed for finance, I also have my, certifications as a positive psychology practitioner, as a mindfulness meditation teacher and a life coach. So it was, the emotional and physical parts as well. So I knew I needed to get it out so other people could have it.
Right, because there's really no preparing anybody for that when that happens in your life, right? And it doesn't matter whether you have all the warning in the world or you find out on the drop of a dime. It's just still, where do you go? And there isn't a lot of support out there.
No, and when you go to a doctor's office or you're getting your diagnosis, whether it's on the phone or in the office, and then they tell you whatever it is you have, sometimes it might even just be Alzheimer's that your parent has or what have you, and it hits you. And it's not hitting you in the pocketbook instantly. It's all of a sudden the emotional impact. And the doctors may say, or, friends and so on, it's to be prepared, but they don't tell you what that means.
Right.
And for some, it's the emotional preparedness, like how do we prepare a family that this is going to happen? And physically, do we have to make changes to our house? Like there's so much that entails, and people just don't know where to start.
Right.
How do you begin this journey with someone that's going to be on the decline? And it may not be something that's imminent within the next months or even year. It could be a slow decline, deterioration over, multiple years.
Right.
So how can you prepare for that and get your family and yourself ready?
So how does this book help people and their families?
So it's basically a roadmap that takes you through from the diagnosis. We start with the emotion, the emotional impact, and how that blends into the physical impact of your emotions. So how are you going to, if you've been hit with this, how are you going to manage to physically get to work, to emotionally go through your day? And this affects, millions of people every year are diagnosed with different diseases, whether heart and stroke, cancers, ALS, and so on. So there's a lot of people, and you've got a small circle of friends and family around you, like say 20 people, and they're all going to be affected, not just the diagnosed person.
Right.
So it's a roadmap that takes everybody through, well, we're going to go through these emotional impacts. We need to change our physical. And then, of course, it's the financial. Let's make sure we're prepared, have the powers of attorney, who's going to look after what. So it's all the legitimate stuff, but it walks them through a step-by-step process as well to go through that.
Yeah, and having a financial background myself, and then experiencing it both with my own family. My mother-in-law passed away, and then my very good friend's mother had a stroke at a really young age. And it's just mind-blowing how many people are not financially prepared, right? You don't get up in the morning and go, something's going to happen to my family and I should go prepare for it. It's almost like we do things in the reverse and none of us are prepared. And then it's trying to deal with the finances at the same time of dealing with the grief. So can this book help with non-terminal illnesses
Definitely.
as well?
So, again, Alzheimer's isn't an imminent death, oftentimes cancers. And a lot of times, you don't know, is this cancer going to be, the one that kills me? Is it going to be just, okay, it's treatable, we're going to go through treatment? A lot of people don't want to face that it might be, within years, or it could be 20, 30 years. So the steps are still the same. Is it just go through, figure out how you can handle things emotionally, physically, what is going to basically be called upon for your family to deal with. And in the back of the book, at the appendix, there are checklists. So you can write your own specific to you as you go through the book that asks questions about, what is this and what is that and how is this going to affect you? So you can keep track of things yourself and gather the information that you need to gather that's specific for your family and for that particular disease.
Whatever the needs are. Yeah. Okay. So other than the book, how else are you helping people?
So I'm also a speaker. I go out to different organizations. I've been basically focusing on the financial industry in the past because of my role before, but now it's getting in front of people with organizations such as ALS Society, counselors, psychotherapists, those kind of things, and letting them know that the book is available so that they can in turn make sure their clients have it and know that it's available, and then working with groups and families as a consultant to work with the families to find out what is the missing piece that you need the most help with, and then where are the resources to get the support that you need, whether it's emotional support or physical support or through finances.
So can people contact you directly, or is it typically through organizations like Alzheimer's Society or ALS?
No, they can contact me. My website at tracymheath.com. Okay. And they can go direct, and then you'll see some resources there and what might be coming up and with book signings or events and so on.
Wonderful. And where is the book available?
It's available actually on Amazon. If you wanted to use online ordering, Indigo has it online. They'll have it in the stores. And if you're local in Oxford, which this is what this is for, it's actually available at the hospital in the gift shop at the PharmaSave at the Woodstock General Hospital. They have copies there.
Wonderful. Is it available at the public library as well?
It is.
It is.
Yeah,
okay.
It is. They were one of the first ones to jump on it and bring it in. So,
well, I think it's incredible that you've done this as somebody that has gone through a terminal illness in the family, and again, being in the financial aspect, there's just there really isn't a roadmap out there. It's almost like you have to go out and try and find all of the information yourself, and you really have nowhere to get all of the resources, and it's kind of a one-stop shop. So congratulations on your book.
Thank you very much.
How long did it take you to write? If you don't mind me asking.
I don't mind. It took me a number of years. The editing alone was a year. Okay. It was a full year. I wanted to make sure that it resonated with not just people in the industry that I was in at the time in the finances. I wanted to make sure with therapists, counselors as well, and physicians and so on. So it was a very long process. And of course, getting through all the research and making sure I had that the details double checked and so on too.
Okay. Do you think you'll see another book?
We're going to launch with this first.
See how it goes. Okay.
Yes.
Well, it was a pleasure to have you on the show today, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.